Well, hello there, YouTube land. My name is Michael, and I was wanting to share with you my review and experiences of some new strings, some interesting strings that I discovered on Etsy.com. I haven't seen them available anywhere else, and they're silk strings by Mr. Lawrence Kaster of Texas, and it can be found on Etsy.com under LP Kaster. Now, I must make a disclaimer at the start here that I don't know Lawrence Kaster, nor am I here to complain or discredit the work of Lawrence Kaster. I just simply noticed that there is no reviews so far of these strings, simply because I think they're so new, or I think probably a lot of people are sort of wary of experimenting with an unknown as it goes. I had some downtime around sort of now, around January, so I thought I'd experiment before I needed my cello again for other things. So let's get on to the good. Let's have a bit of a play. Notice they're white. They're very white, and they're quite, as you hear, quite sort of not abrasive. They're not sort of sandpaper or anything like that, but they've certainly got a texture to them. I'm wondering if I might sand them lightly, as people did traditionally with gut strings. Now, I'm modifying my technique somewhat, slightly lighter than usual, because they are an organic sort of string, and like gut, they do tend to split in terms of splitting the note if you push on too hard. And get that really wiry, unpleasant sort of sound to them. But I must admit, having had Parastro quarter strings before on here, that these ones certainly take more pressure. Edge of the note can get in the way a bit, that sort of harsh edge with fast spiccato playing. Certainly has that sort of immediate change from steel to that gut sort of sound, the metal, I should say, from metal to a gut sort of string, that immediate sort of change harmonically. So certainly I'm having to modify my style somewhat to sort of hold back. It's certainly nowhere near as forgiving as a metal string. So that is the good. These two, the top A and the D, being made of apparently an interesting mix of copal resin, beeswax and silk, and some secret proprietary sort of stuff. Lawrence Kaster seems to have made himself some pretty damn good high treble end cello strings here. These are certainly worth an experiment if you're into wanting to get more of a baroque sort of sound or a gut sort of sound. So that's the good. The bad. The bad is the lower that we go, we lose tension very badly over the G and the C string. And by the C string, well, let's have a listen to the bad part of it. So let's go from the good to the bad. Then suddenly I'm a 3-year-old. So yeah, these strings have been on 72 hours. I don't think these G and C are going to change a whole lot in tension in terms of being able to speak clearly at the end of this process. The A and the D, of course, as you can hear, they're holding their Interesting experiment. I thought, well, considering they might well be a more Barockian sort of instrument sort of match, I changed bows briefly. Here's a Comanche bow, but substituting for a Baroque bow of some sort, or a gamba or something like that. And suddenly we open up whole different worlds. Certainly I can push a lot harder with that. So something to bear in mind then, I guess, if you're a modern cellist and you've seen these strings on Etsy.com, or you're maybe a Baroque player looking for some different sort of tones, these ones might be a good one to have a look at. As for me, the GNC are going to have to go. I'll have to get wound metal strings back on there. Previous to these strings, only a few days ago, I had a set of helicores on there, which I've used for, well, used those ones, 10 years at least for helicores. I find them nice and even. But this A and D, very interesting. As I said, I'll give them a bit of a sand though. Anyway, thanks for your attention.